Okay, so we're down here on Wilder Acres Garden, which it's hard to believe 2 weeks ago we came through and spent about 3 hours as a family and pulled just about every weed out of the garden. And now with the rain and weather we've been having, it's time to get back out here with the tiller and some gloves and some buckets and clean it out. But we are starting to get some production. We got first cucumber, and then on this plant we got one right there, and then a couple right there. Looks like something like that broccoli head, but this one's coming nice. We cut and harvested that one. This one's coming along. We harvested that one. This little guy's struggling a little bit, but we got some good heads forming on the other. And then we got our zucchini plants, and those things are just going crazy. I can see one down in here that we're gonna get right here. We got some babies forming on that one. This plant we've harvested 3 off of already. It looks like we got another one right there. And let's check this plant. We got one coming. Tomato plants are coming along. We got some Romas, Brussels sprouts. It looks like another jalapeno is ready for my wife. Our pepper plants, we got some coming along. The only fellas that look like they're having a real struggle are peas, which, apologize, I know it's hard to see around the weeds. We'll get it all cleaned up and show everybody it once the garden's back in shape. And then here's some crookneck squash plants that we planted a little bit later from seeds. They're getting close, starting to flower. So not bad. 2 zucchini, jalapeno, cucumber. Oh, we got a little bee down here pollinating our zucchini for us. Thank you, fella. So back to the home site. The land surveyor has been out, so we're making a little bit of progress. It looks like he has staked off what the builder needs. My best guesstimate is it's some markers for the basement excavation. Pile of dirt that was left from them creating our elevated driveway to cross the wet weather creek, but there's a stake in there underneath the grass. You used to be able to see it, and one here. And now here's one we can see. Stake right there, and some more markers over here. And so if everything goes well, at the end of this week they should come out and start excavating the basement to begin the house build. They put their sign up by the road, so the team working on the house will know which driveway to come in, because as you can see, you can't see the home site from the road, which is going to be a wonderful thing, what we were striving for. So I'll show you on the way out what our construction drive looks like now. They've put the riprap down and lack a couple of loads of rock, but other than that, it's as done as it's going to be until after the house is finished and they can come in and top dress it. So here's the driveway. They rip-wrapped that side. Here's where they lack a couple loads of rock. They're going to come in and spread this week, but we'll hop out and show you the riprap. So here's the left-hand side. Down over the culvert, and then the right-hand side. And to give you some perspective, I'll see if I can get down there and show you just how high they elevated the driveway crossing the creek and the 5-foot culvert. So I'm standing down in the wet weather creek now, and there's the riprap on the sides, and here's the culvert they put in, the riprap around it. And as you can see, I mean, you can walk right through the culvert and get to the other side of the wet weather creek and turn around and look back, and there's probably 6 foot of driveway built up on top of the culvert. They took out probably 5 or 6% grade wise, so nothing in the driveway is over 8%. And here's the bank running to their runoff chute for the water to help it drain. So continuing on. Headed up the hill and back out into the field. Came through and added more rock and widened the driveway back out. Back dragged it, or back drug it, however you're supposed to say it, to smooth it out for us. And get it ready for the heavy equipment to start utilizing it to build the house. Here's one of the 2 stakes I have out front for the water line. It will be where they put isolation valves so that I can separate the line, compartmentalize it in case I ever have a water leak with a 1,800 foot water line. Like to be able to compartmentalize it. My wife's favorite tree, and then her gladiolas that she planted. And here is the sign for our friends at Axis Construction that are going to be building the house. Now, since I'm here, I'm gonna jump out and look to weed eat the bank. I try to keep everything nice and tidy. I'll need to mow again this week, but you can see we got some growth going on here. So I'm gonna take 20 minutes or so and knock this out and get it looking good. So I timed it just out of curiosity. It's 160-ish feet. Property is 188 feet wide, and take out 12 for the driveway and a little bit on the other side of that tree that there's not much I do. But so it's probably about 160 feet of bank, 4 to 5 foot tall. Took 16 minutes and 42 seconds, and as you can see, I left a little bit by the road to be cut, but that's because I can make that pass with my mower, and it allows me to shoot it all back into the bank and keep it off the road. A lot of people don't know, but when grass clippings get out in the road, they can be extremely slick for motorcycles. And I don't motorcycle. I don't own a motorcycle. I don't ride a motorcycle, but from watching some videos about folks that do lawn care professionally, I've heard them note that before, that whenever they make a pass by the road, they always try to throw the clippings back into the yard to keep it from becoming a hazard for them. So here's the little section that I do on the other side of the driveway, and as you can see, assuming it's not, yep, there's our property stakes. So from here to that grass, maybe 8 or 10 feet. So that's all cleaned up, and I'll get back out here this week in the evenings when the kids don't have ball, and mow all of the fields that I'm currently mowing right now. We've got this front field, runs clear down to the woods. It's probably 2 or 2.5 acres. Then a small little 1 acre field that's going to become the dog training zone when my new lab is ready to be picked up. A buddy of mine and I, we're gonna start training our dogs and enjoying them. And then there's probably about 3 or 4 acres around the home site out back that I mow. So all total probably 6 or 7 acres. But the Husqvarna Z560X does a great job with it and knock it out. And I've never timed it, but I'd say probably 4, maybe 5 hours, which isn't bad considering it's, you know, pretty rough field. It's not manicured grass, so you can't just hold it wide open and let it cut.